So, you're thinking about learning to scuba dive. That is awesome. Today, we're going to talk about how to turn that dream of exploring the underwater world into a reality. But, and this is a big but, how to do it the right way. We're going to break down the four most common mistakes people make that can actually stop you before you even really get started.
I mean, who hasn't imagined that, right? Just floating, weightless, seeing all this incredible life up close that you've only ever watched on TV. But getting from that dream to your first amazing dive, well, it all comes down to a few key decisions you make right at the start.
And this is exactly what we want to help you avoid. The source material we're looking at is super clear on this. The choices you make first can either set you up for a lifetime of adventure, or they can lead you to give up before you ever get to the good part. So, let's make sure you start on the right fin. Okay, so you've decided, I'm gonna do this. What's the very first instinct for most of us? You pull out your phone, you open a browser, and you start searching for the cheapest scuba course you can find. And right there, we've hit the first major pitfall.
See, the common mistake is treating a scuba certification like it's just a commodity, like buying a toaster where the lowest price wins. But a course is not a course, is not a course. The smarter approach, the one that's going to pay off big time, is to completely flip your focus from the price tag to the person who's going to be teaching you.
Think about it like this, right? If you needed a lawyer, you wouldn't just Google cheapest lawyer near me. No way. You'd want the best one you could find. Your scuba instructor is your guide in a totally alien environment. Their skill, their patience, their whole teaching philosophy, that's what you're really investing in. All right, let's look at mistake number 2, because this one it's really tempting. It's the idea of just, dipping a toe in the water, so to speak, with one of those short resort-style experiences. You've definitely seen these advertised, probably on vacation. Try scuba for a day, or a resort dive. They promise you a quick little taste of what it's like down there. And look, they can be fun for what they are, but using them to decide if you like scuba diving, it's actually a pretty flawed way to go about it. Here is the absolute perfect way to think about it. Imagine a little toddler just learning to walk. They take a few steps, they wobble, they fall down. Would it make sense for them to decide, no, walking's not for me? Of course not. Learning any new skill is awkward at first. Judging the entire amazing activity based on that initial clumsy phase just isn't a fair test. So what this all boils down to is that the real joy and success in diving comes from building a solid foundation of skills and getting comfortable. When you commit to a proper course, you give yourself the time to build that foundation, and that's how you turn that initial awkwardness into the incredible freedom you've been dreaming of. Okay, mistake number 3. This is such a modern trap, and it is so easy to fall into. You're all fired up, you're ready to go, and the internet just makes it way too easy to jump the gun.
Does this process look familiar? The big training agencies, they have amazing marketing. They make it seem like the very first thing you need to do is sign up and pay them for their online learning system. But the problem is, the second you do that, you've locked yourself into their system before you've made the one decision that actually matters most.
And this is the correct order of operations. You've got to find your guide first, that amazing instructor we talked about in mistake number 1. They'll be affiliated with an agency, and you'll get the online learning stuff through them. The instructor chooses the agency for you, not the other way around. It's a game-changing shift in perspective.
And that brings us to our final big mistake. And this one is all about your mindset. It's seeing the certification course as just a hurdle, a chore you have to get through as fast as you can so you can finally go diving.
Let that one sink in for a second. It's a total reframe of the whole process. The course isn't some boring obstacle standing in the way of the fun part. The course is the fun part. It's the very beginning of your adventure. Exactly. That very first time you're in the pool, your head goes underwater and you take a breath from a scuba cylinder. Guess what? You're scuba diving. That's it. The training, practicing the skills, all that discovery, it's not pre-diving. It is diving. You should enjoy every second of it, not rush it. A good course taught by a good instructor is about so much more than just getting a little plastic card in the mail. It's about building a foundation of safety that's going to protect you for your entire life as a diver. It's about developing real competence and performance in the water. It should be genuinely fun, and it should teach you skills that you're actually going to use on every single dive.
So we've gone through the 4 big mistakes, right? Price before person, the quick tryout, instant online sign up, and the race to the finish. But what you'll notice is they all point back to one single core idea, the one thing you absolutely have to get right.
If you get this one thing right, everything else just falls into place.
This is it. This is the whole ball game. You are not buying a product off a shelf. You are hiring a coach, a mentor, a guide. You need to find someone who's passionate about teaching, someone you click with, and someone whose main goal is to make you a safe, competent, and confident diver, not just someone who's trying to sell you a certification card.
And here's where the rubber meets the road. Think about your budget. The real value, the thing that's going to make you a great diver, is in that instructor's time and their expertise. That's where your money should go, for more time in the pool, for more practice. That is the investment that will pay you back in safety and incredible fun for years and years to come. So, instead of starting by asking, how much does a course cost? The real question, the much more powerful question you should be asking, is the one right here. Your answer to this is going to define your entire journey as a diver. So choose wisely and get ready for a lifetime of the most incredible adventures you can imagine.